Good morning from New York. Welcome to the channel of love. Today's subject, living in the dance of your drama, the rational mystic in politics. There are 4 points I want to address. 1. Embrace your drama. It is the meaning in your life. 2. Empathetic awareness within breeds virtue in behavior. 3. Virtue can guide politics. 4. Echo love in political decisions. Now, it isn't really necessary to tell people what and how they should behave. Everybody has a different dramatic experience in their lives, and they have to make the decisions that are right for them at the time that drama presents itself, especially in extreme ways. You hear, there's a song, All You Need Is Love, I believe it's called. Well, it depends on what you mean by love, doesn't it? Yeah. Love is active in every decision that you make. Even in your drama where you're, more fearful and angry, more in fight or flight, in the worst of your drama. The drama can also be very positive. And humorously, part of that drama is expressed in things that we say to children. And I could just hug you to death. Similar sorts of things. Of course, you don't mean that, but it does mean that there's a limits on what you're capable of doing at any particular time, and you can have too much of almost anything. It's I've heard a comedian once says, I hate cute. You can have too much of almost anything, and your drama, but your drama gives you a sense of meaning in your life. And extremely enlightened sorts of people can sit back and see the drama in their life, the story that they're creating in their life, or they seem to be creating. And have a calm perspective from which to view it all. keep on track here. Not a professional speaker, you see. Respect professionals. Embrace your drama. Nevertheless, there are virtues that are good to be attained and to practice. But virtue is not essentially something that you practice, and it comes from a desire to practice them. Otherwise, you're just going through the motions of virtue, or you're good because you're scared not to be. And that's where you really have to be careful, even politically. So people will try to manipulate you. And some of the first signs of that manipulation are people that delve into things that make you afraid or angry, and then give you a direction to take it in, which is a big relief. It's a terrible thing to sit on top of fear and anger and not know where to go with it. So people who are con artists would readily try to tell you where to go with it. So beware of that. And yeah, that is not empathetically aware on the part of the person manipulating you. And so see that right away. And such people don't tend to exhibit a great deal of natural virtue. Because they're hurting. So someone who's doing that is in any field, even politics, should not be trusted, but it doesn't mean that you don't care about them. You're empathetically aware, you understand that when people are not, it's because they have damaged faith and love. That doesn't mean you can reach them and heal them, especially right there on the spot. But it does mean you don't trust them to be in government. And the people who make excuses, and they love to make excuses for people who have the same flaws they have, Yeah. So beware of that. There's, if you love some of the things in the New Testament, well, one of the things that it says, confess your faults one to another and pray for one another that you might be healed. And I point out that this is a healing reaction and not a punishing one. People who are trying to direct your fear and anger they love the punishment angle. What someone deserves. Does a sick person deserve to be hurt? No. They deserve to be healed if we can heal them. We can help them. And we are capable of doing so. Nobody actually deserves anything in life. But everyone should be involved in the love flow. You've got to remember, I mentioned the echo. There's a kid in you that experiences the anger and the fear that you're putting out. And it's kind of funny how people who get hurt in life tend to hurt themselves. Not funny, ha ha, odd. But not really odd once you understand it. That has to do with a thing I call a comfort zone. And there are people who've grown comfortable with bizarre distrustful sorts of attitudes that really don't have any basis in fact. You know, they conjure up a boogeyman, and it can be a lot of things. The drug companies, you know, the super wealthy, the poor. Yeah, they blame the poor. Well, you don't, you can go on and on and on with the blame game. In Gaza right now, it's like one bad deed seems to call another into action. That's what I call the drama having you instead of you having the drama. Yeah. March into a place and try to remove the power of people that are trying to hurt you. Well, you might mobilize your troops, but at the same time that they're moving in, they should be creating lines of care, safe paths for aid to come in to the people that are suffering because of the war. And was this idea that we deserve something. And I'm remembering this phrase of the manifest destiny. So it's basically saying we deserve this. Do you? It's a matter of increasing the love flow. Just imagine if the Europeans discovering North America, where other people had discovered it a long time before, actually tried to work together and share. That would have been so much more profitable in the end for everyone. But, there are kinds of values that are born out of fear and anger and greed. And you think it's a value because of the way you phrase it. manifest destiny. You know, you can see as a Native American how I'd feel about that. Say, what? It's your manifest destiny to take my land. And it goes back and forth. It goes back and forth. You say, well, I'm mentioning all this. Well, this is politics. You know, politics isn't a bad word. It's just you can have good politics, you can have bad politics. In bad politics, the drama has you, and you all rush into a big conflagration of horror, as we did in 2 world wars, and we're skating pretty close to another one. That just isn't right. Now, progress in society is furthered by politics where the drama doesn't have us. We have the drama. It creates meaning in our lives, and that meaning, well, is all about meeting human need, which wouldn't exist without drama. And meeting human need is, part of the love flow that we need to be creating. The rational mystic. Well, the rational mystic isn't about believing things. It's about an experience directly of what many call the divine. And mystics tend to get along. And I think the rise of the statement, I am spiritual but not religious, is just saying that. I have an experience, and no, I don't want to push my experience on everybody else, believe or else. I just want to spread the love flow, and that's the way to go. Whether in your daily life, and in the politics of life, where people's needs may conflict a bit. So because of that, people think of politics as a bad word. No, it's not a bad word. It's just a word. Calm down. So the rational mystic, as I say, is someone who's more of a grown-up mystic, who has cast aside the need to believe things unerringly, to believe without any doubt at all. And that's why I say the scientists are some of the greatest mystics. They don't, they're very slow to trust a thing. And what we might call a belief. And they don't consider it a mandate or a destiny or anything else. It's just, this works. How does it work? Well, he explains things in the past, things in the future. It's a tool you can use in understanding the world and people. And that is a rational mystic, not someone who says this is the way to do it, and if you don't do it my way, then you're wrong. No, there's a lot of ways, but certainly it's very reasonable to value empathy, which means understanding and caring in various ways toward yourself, even, or other people. So how can you do that to yourself? Well, yourself is a bit of an illusion. You have a lot of that's a ego concept. This is the E, the I, the my, all of that. And the thing is, it is the thing that's more the true you is your brain, not your hairdo. And your brain needs care and help, so don't shy away from a therapist. They might be able to help you. And the rational mystic, I'm bringing in the brain. Well, the brain, that's your higher power. You want to take care of that. And if it's not your ultimate higher power, it's still the radio that's picking it up. So, yeah, the rational mystic has all the same high experiences as any mystic. But they don't have a rigid belief system. And yet, there are many things that mystics have in common, and that's the concept of a love flow and win-win sorts of approaches being better. And now I did mention that something about virtue here. Virtue comes from your forms of empathy: compassionate empathy, goodness, objective empathy, truth, and creative empathy, artfulness, that ability to have your drama without it having you. And you can find healing in these perspectives. These perspectives evolved. And what did they evolve from? Well, the ability to focus evolved in social circumstances, which is partly a learning process, but something you're capable of learning because of the evolution of the brain. And focus becomes objectivity, the ability to do something and communicate with, about, and with that focus. And as I say, that's where truth resides, not in a list of truths, but in an approach, a humble one. Again, the scientists and their approach. People who were caught up in beliefs rigidly are the same people that hurt the scientists, persecuted them. Yeah, just remember that. That's the problem with religion. The good in religion is the love flow. All right, I was talking about the evolution of the forms of empathy. The ability to play evolves into the ability to create it. And that's so a play evolves into the creative empathy. And thus, we have artfulness. So, compassionate empathy evolves from expression, the honest expression of need, which you can do when it's safe. Compassion makes it safe to feel and to resolve things. My father said once that when he lost a dear lady friend, the statements of the religious folks around him didn't really help him at all. And so she's in a better world. She's in heaven. Well, that's comforting for some. But my dad said he felt the best. What helped him in his grief was a lady who wasn't preaching at him or telling him what to believe about the situation, but a lady that came by and touched his shoulder and said, "I'm sorry." Echo. That's the love echo, which is the philosophy of this channel. And he said that's what helped him. Yeah. I've gone over the process of healing many times. And I'll do another video just focused on that, I suppose, at some time. This is not a channel for me. The rational mystic doesn't desire to be your guru. Doesn't try to tell you that they're perfect. Doesn't say, believe me or else. There's this place of damnation. If you don't follow me, that person is trying to manipulate you. He's trying to get your drama to have you so that they can control you. Now, MAGA, that whole situation is where drama has the people, and the more the drama has you, the more symbolic and not authentic you become. Like hugging a flag or holding up a Bible, and people fooled by that. That's what I call false comfort. False comfort's a problem. False comfort comes from damaged faith and love, in which symbols like money, any number of things, replace needs and circumstances that created intolerable levels of helplessness. And hope dope is following these symbols with the hope that you'll meet a need, which is actually a loss. That's the imprint of the trauma that lives in you and hurts your health. So when people are caught up in their drama, Um, that's actually a very sad thing. Nothing to speak against humor. Humor kind of it's a creative kind of, it can be a creative kind of empathy, in which people can kind of see themselves as others see them, perhaps. You're not trying to make fun of anybody really, but you make fun of how they portray themselves, the fake comforts and beliefs. And some comedians, comedy can be good and comedy can be kind of mean. So I can remember working at a gas station where we were essentially both working for Texaco, and the guy who delivered the gas would come in and tell jokes that put people down, whole groups of people. And he would tell them, how many does it take of this group to screw in a light bulb, that sort of thing. And he would say it, and I would just, just, the smile that says, I don't know what to do with this. Till finally I decided I had to address it. So I started telling those kind of jokes, but with Texaco employees, that's the butt of the joke. And I could see, he would tell one of his, and I would tell one of mine. And that smile, and that it slowly goes away from his face. Yeah. Not so good when it's aimed at you. So, yeah, did I mean, was I being cruel to Texaco employees? No, I was making a point. And humor that makes a point is kind of a tolerable thing, and actually quite valuable. Some people are caught in their drama. They call them snowflakes, They're so caught up in their dramas. Everything's a threat. Everything is like, they're so fragile. They can't laugh at themselves. Trump comes to mind. He's a very weak guy, You never see him make fun of himself. Never. Joe Biden does. There you go. There's an education in politics from empathy and awareness. Pay attention to that. When people don't, when they allow people to stir them up with fear and anger, you can see a clown like Mussolini or Hitler gaining power. And then you go, oh, what happened? Well, you allowed the drama to have you. They whipped you into a lot of fear and anger, and then said, this is what we're going to do about it. And manifest destiny jumps in there, It's our destiny to have these other people's land. Just think if trade were to improve and we weren't so crazy that we couldn't understand that human beings, just like animals, migrate from one place to another. But this kind of rigid hatefulness against migration from, I guess, it reminds you of the word immigrant, right? This hatred of immigrants is ridiculous. We all migrate. Yeah, we move, from state to state, sometimes from country to country. And I don't know very many families who'd want to agree to war. So, in politics, look for diplomacy and cool down the anger and the fear, and offer another way. Have a little creative everything going on. It's not enough to take the dirty candy away from a child, like you don't eat that. Offer them a good piece of candy. Not that you should have too much candy now, but harm your kids' teeth or anything. Everything in moderation. But yeah, I don't know. That's echoing love and political decisions. Try to consider the other person's perspective. I can understand MAGA's comfort zone, which is a little bit false, and you can highly symbolic. When people have damaged faith and love, their history wasn't great, so they love to see history as this glorified heaven. Make America great again. Let's go back to this illusion that things were so much better, and how dare you bring up that things weren't perfect in the past. You're making the little white children upset. Jeez. And then they put down what they called snowflakes. And then they take the word woke and turn it into something that's that's just wrong. If it's hurting them, it's okay to express it. If it's hurting somebody else, then be quiet. Don't be so sensitive. Right. So, are you going to vote for somebody like that? Who glorifies the past and is very conflicted in what they think. Doesn't add up, does it? Isn't honest, is it? Isn't loving at all. 3 strikes you're out. Or you should be out of politics. There's room for different opinions. But as the Lincoln Project points out, don't go nuts. Yeah. Just think, if the people hadn't listened to Hitler, if they hadn't had this vengeance against Germany and blaming them for the war in World War I, had they just, okay, we've had this big fight and it's really terrible for everybody. How can we make it better for everybody? Empathy and true awareness. We could have avoided World War II. Nobody talks about that much. And that's politics. So you got to be careful. And another thing that people want to manipulate you with is they want to symbolically appear to be strong. There's nothing strong about your drama having you. Nothing strong about lacking virtues. nothing strong about someone manipulating other people with fear and anger. It's death for a society to get caught up in that, and it spreads. It's a disease. It triggers other people, and the next thing you know, you've got a bigger mess than what you had before, like in Gaza. You know, have a heart. You know, both sides. You know, and it's because, you know, both sides thought they deserved a patch of land to rule over it with their particular beliefs, which they are really fond of pushing. And no, let go of that. Have a little doubt about what you believe so strongly. You know, manifest destiny, please. Anyway, it's 40 minutes now into this thing, so I'm gonna end it. I hope I made some kind of points that resonate with you. Show me in the comments what thoughts came to you as you listened, and do subscribe to the channel. It's not, you're not subscribing to me. You're subscribing to a channel that wants to involve a lot of people who believe in empathy and awareness, and want to create a better, more loving world. So, and that involves a lot of people's skills and talents and so on. And yours are welcome here. We'll stand together or we'll fall apart. And we're seeing the world, you know, falling apart under the force of our greed and our comfort zone with oil. Yeah. Good old Joe, he's trying to take people out of that comfort zone, and that's, you know, for reactive sorts of people, you know, and that isn't good. Let me go back to the coal mines. If you give people a better job than that, you know, oh my God, what about black lung? You know, you're pushing to keep the coal mines going. Well, why don't you invest a little money in people so that they're not abjectly poor, and give them free training for a new clean energy job. Okay? That's the left flow. Anyway, thank you, Joe. And give him some support. You know, vote for people who are rational and empathetic in all those ways I mentioned. Creatively, objectively, and compassionately. Yeah, then you made a good decision. If you go person to person, well, consider those things, and which one do you think exhibits that, and which ones are trying to manipulate you, trying to stir up anger and fear. Yeah. Which ones? Vote against them. And democracy doesn't come crashing down all of a sudden. It erodes over time. And there's a history before the crash. We look at it like a crash, but it's a crash that's avoidable if we act with empathy and awareness. So welcome to the channel. Please subscribe. if you have videos along this topic, you can send your videos to Inner Mind Communication, and someone on the team will take a look at it and post it. Put it on the channel. And wouldn't that be great? More faces than this. We're working on it. Anyway, we've got some dedicated people, and we do want to reward you. If you do a video that supports the channel, if you subscribe, that supports the channel, and if you have a skill or a talent or a product that you want to pitch, a free enterprise. But remember, free enterprise depends on it being fair, so that everybody can participate. But yeah, go ahead and you feel free. That would be the kind of ads that we would have that support the channel. Things that reward people for putting their voice out there for the good of all mankind. Humankind, sorry. Yeah, very sorry. Humankind. Anyway, here's the Irish blessing that I love to sing. And here goes. From my heart to your heart. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Or her hand, or its hand. However you see the absolute truth mirrored in your brain, your higher power. Take care of it. Listen to those in medicine. Okay. I love to say the word namaste because it's echoes what a famous scientist had to say long ago, Carl Sagan. We are the universe knowing itself. That's all of us. That makes us all one. All together. All together now. And if we can see that, if we can have that vision, we can work together and create a better world. And however you personify the absolute truth, see them smiling. And that word is namaste. It means an honoring of that situation, and an honoring of the love flow and potential in each person. Namaste. And make a great day. You know you can.